Hi everyone, Mr. V here. A question was asked in our session today about finding the inverse of a trig function. So I just wanted to take you through a couple examples here. So what we have here is we have a trigonometric function, y equals capital cosine x minus pi over 2. And we're going to find the inverse of this function. So remember, for all inverses, we first switch x and y. So our first step, go ahead and switch your x and y value. Next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get that y out from inside those parentheses, and we're going to do that by taking arc cosine of both sides, capital arc. So I'm going to get arc cos of x over here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Now when I take arc cos of cos, that just goes away. So I've taken arc cosine of both sides. So we'll just put that step here. Take arc cos of both sides. Okay, so that's what we did here. So again, arc cosine of cosine, that cosine will go away, and we're just going to be left with y minus pi over 2. And then we can just add pi over 2 to both sides. And so we're going to get y equals arc cos x plus pi over 2. So there's your first inverse right there. Alright, for the next example, we're going to begin with something that's already arc cosine, and we're going to convert back the other way. So again, we're going to find the inverse of the trig function. This next example, I think you'll find on one of the problems in the lesson, I believe. So we're going to find the inverse of y. Y equals 1/2 arc cosine pi x minus 3. And then minus 3. Okay. So same steps as we did before. We're going to switch x and y. So step 1, switching x and y. X is 1/2 arc cos pi y minus 3. And then we're going to go ahead. We want to get this arc cos by itself. So we're going to add 3 to both sides first. Okay. So we have x plus 3 equals 1/2 arc cos pi y. Of course, we're going to have to multiply both sides by 2. So let's do that. We're going to multiply both sides by 2 here. And we're going to get 2x plus 6 equals arc cos pi y. Of course, now we want to get rid of this arc cos here, so we're going to take capital cosine of both sides. So when we do that, capital cos of both sides here, we're going to get cos 2x plus 6 equals, and then capital cos of capital arc cos is just going to cancel out, so we're going to get pi y. And of course, the last step, we're going to multiply by 1 over pi. So our final answer, I'm going to move that up to the top. We've kind of run, actually I'll move it right over here. We're going to move over to here, and so we're going to get, by multiplying both sides by 1 over pi, we're going to end up with y equals 1 over pi cos, capital cos, of course, cap cos 2x plus 6. And that's how we take a trigonometric function and find its inverse.